Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. I'm Luke Gregory. Here's what's coming up today. Luton had probably their best performance of the season, winning 3-0 at home to Preston. We discussed today if that was the best performance so far under Nathan Jones. Probably best ever. We'll have a look at that today. We're going to look at Nathan Jones himself, 200 games in charge. What a journey it's been for him. What a journey it's been for us Luton fans. We'll discuss that. We also answer your Instagram questions and your Twitter fleets. And looks like I'm on my own today. But in fact, I'm not. I'm joined on Zoom tonight by Bataro and Steve sitting in for Dave, who can't make it today. Bataro, your isolation, is it finally coming to an end?
Yes, mate. It is finally over as of today, seeing as though the isolation gone out of 10 days. So yeah, thank fuck for that, mate.
Amazing. And Steve,
lasted for summers. Ours has just started.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's how it goes, isn't it? Eh? You got to piss at me, so do you know what? Fucking, you had your comments now, haven't you?
It's been a while since we've seen Steve on the podcast as well, hasn't it? How you doing?
No, it's been a while since I've been on it, to be fair. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. We're gonna see if we can battle through the dog barking today on the podcast. You might hear it a few times in the background. But let's crack on and talk about the Preston game at the weekend, because you know what? I think it's the best performance of the season so far. I don't know what you boys thought.
I thought it was class.
Yes.
Well, the performance was class. All goals were quality. The first one especially, I thought that was amazing. I was really impressed by that.
Unreal, mate. The quality of the goals are unreal, weren't they?
Yeah, and it was just the teamwork. It was the work rate from all over the team. I can't think of a bad performance on Saturday. Well,
before we get into that in more detail, then let's look at the 3-word reviews. This is what you guys summed up the game in 3 words. Paul says, early Christmas present. John, 3 great goals, which was pretty much, Steve, what you just said. Rob said, thoroughly deserved victory. JMO says, everything went right. Dave says, incredible lockdown progress. Neil says, great home form. Tim says, Pelly's pass, though. Adam says, fans made a difference. Which one of them do you like? Because I look at it, everything went right on Saturday from JMO. And it
mine's Pelly's pass, though. That was class, wasn't it?
Also true.
Oh, unreal. Don't get me wrong. I thought of that one as well, as soon as you said it, about Pelly's pass. And don't get me wrong, right? Unreal performance from Pelly as well. Great ball. But that touch and finish, oh my Lord. That's Premier League standard. I'm telling you now, mate. That is unreal.
I like the fact that Collins tucked that one away. I just like Collins' performance of the weekend, because we spoke on the podcast recently, about the chances he's missing as a striker, and if like he needs to be scoring more goals. And to me, on Saturday, that's the kind of Collins I want to see more of this season, because I feel like he could do that more often. Yeah,
of course. I mean, mate, you proving the quality there. What was it? How many shots did he have in total? About 4, was it, and score 3? It's got to be something like
prolific, wasn't he?
But yeah, mate, he was touching the 100% or whatever. The guy was unreal, mate. He was on fire. But do you know what? Just everything about him, all the goals are great. I mean, even the second one, probably the scrappiest one out of a lot. But even that third goal as well, the turn, the finish, everything about it. Oh,
that second goal, wonderful. Raised touch from when the ball dropped out of the air, raised touch and ball in. I thought that was...
No, he was sitting there screaming for it to get out for a corner for another bet to come in. Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, that's what you've
classy,
done there.
Man. And he put it in straight on the plate for Collo, didn't he? But yeah, you couldn't really believe it. The second goal went in quite early on as well, really, wasn't it?
Well, if you look at like the start of the game, if we go back right to the very start, we have 3 changes from that really, I say dull Coventry draw. But I guess we got to look at it. So it was a good point in the end. So Dewsbury Hall, Moncur and Pearson come in, Clark, Berry and Morell out. That game against Coventry, I think that's just one you get the point and never talk about it again, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But at the same time, right, I know people obviously moaned about the level of performance against Coventry and whatever else, but at the same time, I've watched Coventry a few times. I said to you boys the weekend, I've seen them play, the weekend, wherever it was, Wednesday, Thursday. But I said, I've seen, mate, other teams go there. Teams, people would say are better than us in that league. But I've seen teams go there and still struggle and come away with like nothing or just a point, the same 0-0 draw or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's not a bad point. I mean, the way Coventry set up, they're quite a frustrating team anyway. So no, we take positives from that. I will anyway.
Steve, what did you make of that?
I'll take positives.
And Pearson coming back in the team, I think he's been different class right back. I think he's offered us something different. I think he's a really good player there, and I'll play him there for the rest of the season if it me.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I always think with Pearson at right back, I was watching on. I give Pearson so much stick, it's ridiculous. But a couple of times,
we know.
Yeah, a couple of times the ball goes out of play. I think Hudson wants to get involved in the podcast today. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Yeah. He wants
to tell you about Pearson, mate.
Yeah.
What's that, Hudson? Can't hear you, mate. Say, he keeps it in play a few times. Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. Let's pause and I'll go sort him out. Okay, so that's the dog sorted out. Let's get back to the podcast. So, yeah, we made some changes from that Coventry game, and I guess we just freshened it up with the amount of games we have in December. Fair enough, isn't it? And you'd probably say Preston probably had the better of the early chances, didn't they? They had that chance from Stockley. Well, in the first 5 minutes, I think he's somehow kicked it over the bar from yards out. But we stood strong, I thought.
To be honest, I can't really think of much going on for Preston. Do you know what? I'm trying to think of that chance as well for Stockley.
It was from a free kick, I think, and it fell to him at the front post.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember it because you didn't turn up.
I remember the corner chance where he headed it over. I wasn't there, to be fair. That's probably why I didn't see it.
Fucking hell. But did they? So was that the only chance they had then?
Yeah,
I honestly can't remember it.
I think it was the best chance of the game they had. Apart from that, they didn't really trouble Shea in goal at all. And then I think we just really grew into the game, didn't we? And it was that. I think our first goal, and we've spoken about the first goal like very quickly, but you look at the whole movement in this and that small little touch from Dewsbury Hall that gets it to Pelly, and then Pelly's perfect chip, Collins' perfect chest control and perfect finish. It was the perfect goal, really, wasn't it? It
was beautiful, man, honestly. I've watched that goal about at least 20, 30 times now. Honestly, it's one of the best goals I think I've ever seen. Well, obviously not live before you go there, but beautiful, man. Absolutely wonderful.
Is that...
And do you know what? Everything about that performance, I just keep going back to it now. It makes me happy thinking about it.
Is that the best ball Pelly Ruddock's ever played? I can't think of him ever playing like a ball that just good. Surely, man.
No, that's one of his best, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. That's like one of the best passes I've seen in that division.
If that was Premier League, people would be raving about it for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was just class. And that's, I guess, Batara, you've said before about Pelly Ruddock, is that's what you know he can do. You know, that's the potential he's got. If he can produce balls like that and be that attacking playmaker and you know, drive the team forward and get more assists to his name, get more goals to his game.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, I think the other day for me, obviously people might disagree with this, but I'm going to say I thought Pelly was my man. He was my man in the match anyway. I thought the guy was unreal. I think he made one mistake in the whole game, and it weren't even like a mistake that you look at and go, fuck's sake, that could cost us. The guy was, honestly, I think I couldn't fault him once. I really couldn't. I mean, sometimes he took an...
You love a false Pelly, don't you?
No, not even, Steve. It's not even like that. It's because I get frustrated with him, man. Don't get it wrong. It does piss me off. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
But I just think when he's at it and he was doing what he was doing on Saturday, then there's no stopping the bloke. And that's what you need to see more often. I don't think we get that enough from him. That's my honest opinion. But, you know, people have a different opinion to that, and that's fair enough. But for me, he doesn't do that enough.
And recently he has been a bit off the boil. When he has been playing, he has been a bit off.
I'll be honest, I think he's been a bit off, mate, but he's fucking shy.
I can't remember what was that really poor game he had. I can't remember who it was against.
What,
after that, when he got
10 times in a row.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mm.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean. I mean, sometimes it takes him a bit of a kick up the arse sometimes, doesn't it, from players getting rested and whatever else. Or
exactly.
say rested,
a few games out and he's back
rotated.
in.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I could not fault him. Do you know what? I know it sounds really harsh to say, but when they obviously knocked that ball over to Collo for the first goal, I was sitting there going, I couldn't really remember it at the time. I thought, is he just fucking hoofed that and got away with it? Made that look like
only
unreal.
You would think that.
And you watched it back, and I don't know why I thought that. I thought it was just typical, wasn't it? But I looked at it back, I went, wow, that is the Pelly that we want. Because that is, mate, let's say the path, everything about that goal, beautiful. Beautiful.
It was good. And what I love about the finish as well is that still, like, Collins had a lot to do from that ball from Pelle. Obviously, it was a beautiful pass, but he still had to control it. He still had to finish it. And that's the thing with Collins. You know, you can gift him that chance at Watford and he hits the bar. That chance at home to Birmingham. And then look at last season, that chance away at Derby. There's loads he's just kind of like missed the easy chances. Yet he gets a chance like that. And I guess you say his third goal as well. He had to make that himself. But that first goal, that touch and that finish, he still had a lot to do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was, that chest control, especially with someone jumping in front of him, I thought was Premier League.
Yeah, that was it.
It was,
yeah, mate, that's what I mean. The ball goes straight over the top of his head. The geezer still jumps, and Colo's, the concentration on it, and everything about it was wonderful to watch. I know, obviously, we go on like it's, you know what I mean, fucking, like it's probably the best goal we've ever seen. Probably not, but it just feels like that at the moment, doesn't it? Because it's such a great win as well for the whole team, man. The performance from minute 1 to minute 90.
The energy that performance has given the team and the club, I think's great.
I was sitting there screaming out, like I was in girlfriend's family home, watching it on the TV, they were like chilling out and obviously watching it or whatever. I'm going nuts. I'm sitting there screaming out, fucking Barca Luton again. Mate, it was unreal to see the pressure that we were applying. Do you know what I mean? It was on the front foot all the time. When do we see that? For like consistently over 90 minutes. When do we ever see us press on?
It was good, wasn't it? Because it was kind of like the reason we got that result against Norwich. It was that high press, and you know it worked perfectly again against Preston. And it's like we didn't give them a minute to get going. Every time they tried it, it's like we're on them, we're getting them second balls. And it's just great to watch, isn't it? And you got to say credit to Nathan Jones for just bringing in that high press. You know, maybe we could have done with that earlier on in the season against some certain teams, but it just seems right now at home, if we can do that high press, we've scored 6 goals in 2 home games. That's unreal in the Championship. But you can't complain about that. Against Norwich and Preston as well. Like,
just about to say, when was the last time we scored 3 goals? Was it back in League One, was it? Before,
I think so.
We beat Barnsley in the Championship 3.
Oh, of course.
3-1 away, didn't we?
But it's very rare you see that. I mean, 2 home games in a row as well. Mate, the fans back in as well. What an effect. But we know we're a good side, so... And I'm just happy for all those supporters out there that went Saturday as well.
It would have been amazing.
You got to see that. Classy.
Well, we went 2-0 up. Colo scored again. Nice little header from Ray's touch back. Stevie said Ray's touch was really good, wasn't it? It was a great ball back in. And typical place. Colo in at the right time to header it in. And yeah, pretty much just a dominant first half performance.
As dominant as you're going to see as well. Against a good, let's face it, against a very good Preston side as well. A very, very good Preston side. Are they the best?
They've been very good away from home, haven't they?
Yeah, there you go. Mate, 3-0 against Preston. Fucking beautiful, man. Oh, lovely.
And then in the second half, we just kicked on with Colo getting his hat-trick. He deserved this as well, because he did have a chance. I think the keeper made a good save from a header. But this ball from Cornet, Collins then, you know, he's done this, like I said earlier. He's created this himself. He's shifted it back onto his right foot. Powerful low drive into the bottom left corner. And you just think, again, it's just another, you'd probably say on paper, that's a difficult chance to score. He's made it look so easy compared to some of the chances he's missed this season. And that's just like, that's what you want from Collins.
Well, yeah, we know about Collins, don't we? I mean, the only beauties he scored, like back in League 2, League 1. I remember there was one goal, was it against Yeovil, or he had a little 1-2, I think it was Shinny or whatever, and he absolutely, like, in the Kenilworth end, and he sort of, like, bent it into the far left-hand corner, right-hand corner, to call it. And that was what, do you remember that, anyone?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Little 1-2, and he smashed it across the goal kind of thing, like, whips it across. And, like, just goals like that, they're just perfect goals, and I think, like I say, Saturday, I think there's 2 perfect goals there again from him. But we know, he can score them kind of goals, so... But like you say, it's the chances that he misses sometimes that sort of maybe puts a bit of mud in his name. But do you know what? Fair play, Colo. You can miss a couple of open goals, mate, as long as you do that every now and then.
Has he proved the doubt was wrong now, though? Because there was like comments saying like, is Collins Championship standard? And I think we've spoken about it on the podcast before. You know, is he up to? You know, is he that like proper Championship striker? Does he prove that he is from that performance?
I remember
Saturday?
Back in League One, when we first went up to League One, I sort of was one of those doubters. Was like, is he good enough for this league? But ever since then, he's kicked on, and the Championship, I think, is class. He misses the odd chance and odd sitter, but he more than makes up for in his work rate and goals.
Yeah, this is it, everything all round. I was the same, Steve, as well. I don't know about you, Greg, but I was the same. Obviously, doubting him. Going up to League One, I thought to myself, he scored so many goals in League Two and whatever. And he even done it in a stint for, was it Northampton or wherever it was at one point as well in League One. And he always dropped down. You thought, why does he keep dropping down? There must be something about him that's not that good. But no, sorry, mate. But yeah, he's just...
he even said in his post-match interview that he was known as a League Two striker, wasn't he? He was known to get a team out of League Two. But since coming to Luton, he suppose he has proved people wrong, isn't he?
Like massive
in League One and Championship.
But I think that work rate for him, I think that's what gives him maybe an extra 10-20% over some strikers. Maybe, he doesn't get into them positions enough sometimes to score goals, but maybe like we said the other week on the podcast, that maybe you need someone up there with him to support him to stand on the shoulder of the last man. Because for me, he's not that kind of centre forward. He's quite a defensive sort of striker, isn't he? And he'll put in a shift and he'll make room for everyone else as well. But when he's hitting the heights as well and he's scoring goals, you can't stop him. But maybe that needs to be coached into him. Because for me, I think naturally he always thinks of the team first and put in a shift, and maybe sometimes he gets drawn out of position. But I think Jones will sort it out with him.
What I would say about Collins after his hat-trick of the weekend is all three of them goals has come from him being in the centre of the box or centre of the pitch kind of area. And, there's times, and we mentioned it under Graham Jones where he was wide. To be fair, under Nathan Jones, there's been times where he's been in that left wing position as well. And I'm just thinking, I've said sometimes, if he's in the centre, isn't he? He's going to get them goals. What are you going to say, Steve?
I was going to say exactly that. Once on Saturday, I think obviously Dave called a hat-trick. But then we saw him out on the left-hand side and there was no one in the box. Yeah, and that's where you want him to be. It still happens a few times. And we need him in the centre of the pitch because he's shown what he can do. But
is that not natural for Collins, though? Is that not natural for him to sometimes get drawn wide? Because it's exactly. And try to close people down. I think maybe that's pretty natural for him. That's just the way he plays. But like you say, if you can keep him... But then you don't want to keep him too central all the time sometimes because you don't want to lose that work rate and that closing down and the commitment. But, well, I don't know anything, but that's just what I would have thought anyway.
Just part of it with Collins, isn't it? Lockyer went close with a fourth. Do you think that header was probably easier to score than it was to miss?
Oh, Jesus.
One that hit his shoulder.
Yeah, it could have been 4-0. But that makes it 4 games unbeaten at Kenilworth Road. 19 shots we had the other day. I know we've spoken on the podcast before about do we have enough shots on goal. We had 19. 19 to Preston's 4. 5 on target, which I guess isn't so bad, is it? But
that's all right. That's not bad at all.
You can't really complain.
It was just an extra energy, wasn't there?
It just
I don't know if it was the crowd or if it was the first goals, the quality of the goals. It was just an energy about the team on Saturday.
Is it a coincidence that probably our 2 best home performances in the Championship have come with fans back in the stadium?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. No, of course. I mean, let's face it, man. When there's always fans in a stadium, it's always going to be a bit more life. I mean, I wasn't there Saturday. I don't know what the atmosphere was really like. I could hear a little bit on TV or laptop or whatever, but no, I mean, surely if you've got fans, especially only home fans, obviously for us the other day, and you got obviously then maybe shouting out to the ref, obviously like Dave always says, of course it makes a difference. I do genuinely believe it does make a difference. Even 2,000 fans in there, I think it's massive.
Especially for Luton. Still get quite noisy as well, Kenilworth Road, because it's quite an enclosed pitch.
I think 2,000 just sounds noisy, just the fact we've not had fans in stadiums for so long. I think any type of fans.
I mean, it's noisy with 1,000 fans in against Norwich, man.
Yeah. It was a good game. 3-0, perfect result. What a weekend. What a week of football game. 4 points from 2 games. We said we'd take that last week, so we're happy with that. Let's move on. We didn't do a player focus today. We started to do a manager focus. Nathan Jones, 200th game in charge, 100 wins. Perfect. What a guy he is.
Go on, Steve. I'll let you start.
He's been awesome, hasn't he? He's been awesome. I think all's forgotten with what happened when he left. I do think the saving from relegation was big for him and the club. I feel like it would have been a lot more difficult if he couldn't keep us up last year.
Yeah,
I think it would have lost a lot of fans' trust and respect if we were back in League One. So I do think the staying in Championship was big, not just financially, but just for him as well. First.
And you look at that record of 200 games, 100 wins, 50% win ratio is really good. For any manager, that is really good. And it's like people have said, I've seen loads of people say this online and in the news, it just seems that Luton just fits him perfectly. He tried it at Stoke, it didn't work, but there's just something about Nathan Jones and Luton just works, doesn't it? What is that, Pataro?
Possibly because he's got full control maybe over, the dealings in and around the club. Whereas maybe at Stoke, they, what certain clubs are like. So they probably had like a guy to sort of, scout certain people, a guy to do the coaching for part of the other team. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas I feel like maybe somewhere at Luton, he has full control to go and implement what he wants rather than get told occasionally what he can and can't do. Because I feel like, certain clubs like Stoke might be a bit like that. But I might be wrong. But do you know what I'm saying? Or
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
maybe full control, maybe.
And with his 200 games in charge of Luton, if you had to pick one game that just stands out to you as like your favourite game under Nathan Jones, what would that be? Because there's been loads of good games. You could pick so many.
It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, one that stands out for me, I know it sounds a bit odd and people might go, hang on a minute, what? But Mansfield away when we beat them 2-0 back in League Two. Bit of a weird one.
That's a bit of a weird one.
Ask why.
Why? Tell us why.
I think if I remember rightly, we hit a stat of something along the lines of the first time we'd beaten them at their place or whatever in so long, in so many games or whatever, we'd never won there. Previous to that, I was saying, I'm pretty sure it's in a long time.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not wrong on that now, but yeah, I'm sure that was what I read at the time. But yeah, I mean, there's been a few games, but yeah, that one stands out for me there.
Did we go to that one?
Yeah, I did. You go?
That was when.
Definitely.
Is that when Pelly scored the second?
Pelly and Paddy McCourt scored.
Yeah. Cause I thought he scored a header, but it was a great touch and volley, wasn't it? And I was sitting there, fucking great goal. Oh, yeah, great header. And I was fucking seeing like three of everything. Man. It was awful. Good job I'm sober tonight, isn't it?
So that one stands out for you, Bataro.
Sorry?
So that one stands out for you. What was it that made it just the fact that it was so long since we won there and then we went there under Jones and just got the win?
I don't know. That's just the first thing that came into my head for some weird reason. It's a weird one, isn't it? Mansfield away. But I don't know. I just remember not being confident for that game. And then all of a sudden, we go and do what we did. But no, I mean, there's been a couple of games. I mean, Oxford, I always go into that Oxford game as well, away from home in League One.
Yeah.
When we scored 90 plus 4, 5, or whatever it was.
8, I think it was 90 plus 8.
It's just the belief. Yeah, it's the belief in the team. And just, I don't know. It's just unbelievable, isn't it, really? But no, I mean, it's probably tons of games. I mean, Blackburn last season, another one. Pressure's on. Massive pressure. We didn't buckle. But, mate, I could sit here, I could probably pick you about 10, 15, 20 games, but don't think we're that long.
Steve, what about
you boys anyway?
I think for me it'd be Hull from last year.
Yeah.
I think once we won that, I sort of knew we'd stay up.
Well, that whole game was literally like it was winner stays up. Well, loser goes down more like, wasn't it, with that game?
Yeah.
So the pressure was on
because you ruined the goal for us as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who did?
I did.
You checked your phone, Luke, because he checked his phone before it went in.
Yeah. I don't regret it though.
And
I don't regret it.
No, I don't. The
thing is, right, that day we were like,
so many times.
We were tactically spot on that day, and we dominated Hull. We deserved to win, deserved to score more. And it was like you said, Patara, about the Blackburn game. That whole game, when we needed to win the most, we did.
Yeah.
And I feel like now this season we're just building on it.
Wasn't the Blackburn game from behind as well?
Yeah. Early on as well.
Yeah, class bit. And it's obviously like massive financially for the club and massive.
Whereabouts do you reckon Nathan Jones can take us? How far forward can he take us? Would you like to see him still here in 3 years' time, 4 years' time when we're in Power Court? Can he take us to the Premier League?
Sky's the limit with that guy, isn't it? We're getting playoffs this year. I'm pretty sure of that.
I love it.
It takes 7th, 6th. But yeah, last playoff place and then anyone's game in it. So
that'd be amazing. Maybe a bit too soon, but you never know.
That's it. Let's get
only 5 points off.
Do you think you could see Nathan Jones getting us to the Premier League? I know it's like a dream, isn't it? And other fans would listen to this and they'd laugh at us going, "Little Luton to the Premier League. Are these fans deluded?" But there's just something about our club and the direction it's heading in that I can't see. I can see it happening. I don't think it's unrealistic that it happens.
Well, yeah, exactly. Who's to say if we don't get a bit, we get a new stadium, or whatever? Who's to say we don't get a bit of investment, this and that, and then go on to sort of hit the heights of maybe what you say Hull City did a few years back when they got to the Premier League. I mean, whoever thought Hull City would get to the Premier League again or whatever?
Or even Bournemouth.
Even Bournemouth.
Exactly.
There you go, straight away, in Bournemouth. So,
but then I don't see us looking back. Like, we're all talking, the whole club's talking about looking forward now. Like, none of us are now saying, "Oh yeah, we're safe," sort of thing. We've got to look over our shoulder for relegation. Of course we do, but no one's talking about that. We're now talking about going forward with the club.
Yeah, and over the decades as well. You look at I looked at some league tables from sort of like from the 1970s or up to the 1990s and that, and I thought, shit, like the amount of like change in those leagues. Who's to say we can't do it? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, we was up there once upon a time. So, well, not obviously in the Premier League, obviously the old First Division and that, but no, who's to say we can't do it, man? We've got to be optimistic. Like, people go, Little Luton, we're not that small. Do you know what I mean? We might be small, like budget and whatever else, and fuck it. But now, at the same time, man, we're, like you say, Steve, the sky's the limit.
Well, we asked you guys on social media about Nathan Jones. We asked what your favourite game under him was. We asked you how far he could take us. Ian says, no idea about the favourite Luton game, but more importantly, he can establish us as a top championship side with maybe the occasional whiff of the Premier League. But I feel moving to a new ground, leading to larger attendances, more money, better players will help. But that's out of his hands, which I guess is right. Ollie says, could be the 8-2 against Yeovil or the 7-0 against Cambridge. But for him, it's definitely got to be the 3-2 against Blackburn when the slate was completely wiped clean and we were Nathan Jones' team again. He secured the club's immediate future with that game and prevented financial oblivion, which were Gary Sweet's words, apparently, which I guess, Steve, is what you said, because League One in coronavirus, probably not the best thing to do. LTFC Dave says, whilst the club are understandably cautious in the transfer market, I think we're probably at our ceiling right now. I think once we move to Power Court and the board are perhaps a bit more ambitious, then we can challenge for a Premier League place. Which, again, I think we do need that transition, don't we? And I think maybe start bringing in a development squad.
Look at what you're doing at the moment, mate. Obviously, your job, you're working for Brentford, so look what they do.
Brentford are the perfect model for a club like Luton. And I think Luton have likened themselves to Brentford in the past. And
this is it, yeah.
And it is the perfect example. You set up a good youth system, you buy players for your B team, your development squad, which we've done recently as well. Develop them into first team players, sell them on for massive fees, and just recycle and you're just a profit making machine. It's mad how
it's just very clever, isn't it? It's very, very clever as well. It's business at the end of the day.
Exactly.
If you can run that business perfectly, like say Brentford are, and let's face it, any team to look at that you got to take, look at them and go, fair play to you, that's accredited. But I give Brentford one thing, they have done it the right way.
And that's what I think Luton can be like, though. And, you look at them 3 youngsters we signed for our under-21 squad recently. They're the type of players, if we can just start filling that with talent, that under-21 squad, that in 2-3 years, when we're in that final year at Kenilworth Road, maybe then we've got the talent that we can push on. Maybe we have a first season in the Prem at Power Court. How good would that be? Jamie says he can take us to the Champions League. Fair play. Why not? Ambitious. And Daz says, favourite match is very hard to choose, but he can take us to being a top 8 team in the Championship, and Premier League can come as we move to Power Court. So basically what we've just been saying about Power Court is key.
Yeah, we need it.
Is key. All right, so let's get into some Instagram questions today. Insta questions, Twitter questions. I like this one from Andy. He says, which of the players would you think would be the funniest drunk?
Glenn Ray.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
Just because I've seen it.
yeah.
Steve,
exactly.
You've seen them all drunk, haven't you, actually? You were at, Slug and Lettuce in St Albans, weren't you, when they were all there after promotion?
Yeah, and Ben Foster was there as well.
Oh, well, you didn't say that one, did you?
Yeah, sorry.
Cheers, Steve. I wanted to mention that for you, dick.
But yeah, the whole team was there. Glenn Ray's quite a funny drunk.
Tell us about the night of Slug and Lettuce.
I could not do such a thing to the team.
Why, because you were drunk? Or?
You can't remember it, mate. Yeah.
It was that long ago. That's it.
Didn't you ask to have your picture taken with George Monco or something?
No, that was not me, actually. I had a picture of Mickey Arford. But
oh, no, that's fair enough. You could do that.
I was about to say, mate, forget the players, man. Let's get Mickey Arford in the beard.
No, he was pissed up as well.
He's the guy. Oh, what a man. I won't say too much, but yeah, he came to a few of our football presentations and that a few years back.
James,
Sir, mate, salute you.
James says, "Do we still need a new striker? Maybe someone with some pace."
So Nombi.
I think Nombi's impressed me when he's been playing. Nombe, however you pronounce it.
Nombe.
I think he's impressed me when he's played. To be fair, I just think he does need some more development.
More game time, doesn't he?
Yeah, a bit more game time. But with Collins after that hat trick, he's on fire. You know, I don't know. Maybe I could see us bringing in a lone striker in January potentially. Just because of the amount of games we've got, you never know.
It seems to be Saturday, Wednesday every week, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it is until the next international break as well.
It's great for entertainment purposes, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. And then you throw into it like the FA Cup into it. It's like non-stop. Kieran says, playoff push, realistic, yes or no?
Yes.
Well, I know what Dave would say right now, but I think anything's realistic. I mean, you're in that league. I mean, you're competing. So, but at the same time,
I'm going to say it's unrealistic. Unrealistic.
Yeah, possibly.
It's a dream
right now,
and it's not impossible. But I just think, like, realistically, you compare our squad to other squads in this league. That there are stronger squads in the league, and you'd expect
there are stronger squads.
You'd expect.
But I still think we could do that. I think we could sneak into the last playoff place.
It's ambitious, Steve. I like it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. I love that.
Imagine Watford in the playoff semi-finals. I don't think I could cope.
Oh, why
only £2,000.
Oh, mate, I'd be a wreck.
Don't. That'd be disgusting, wouldn't it? Oh,
horrible. Jim says, how many goals can Colo get this season?
What, do you want to name targets? To be honest, how many did you get last season? Was it 13 league goals, maybe, something like that? 12?
Like that, yeah.
14?
I can get 15,
I'd say
16 again.
16, 15, 16, yeah. Why not?
Tom says, do you think Colo will end his career at Luton?
No. Probably
That's
not, I don't think. No.
I think there'll come a time where
he drops down
he'll drop down again, but I think if he's going to move up again now,
he's been bigging him up for the last sort of 20 minutes.
I know.
He's gonna drop
we're talking about a bit like an Alan McCormack or someone like that.
Yeah, where he's just where he's been class, but the club are looking to move forward. Maybe it's in Power Court when we move up to the Premier League. Maybe then we've got like a 40-year-old Colo. How old's Colo? I've just called him 40.
About 30.
31?
30. He's 30, yeah. So like maybe we've got like a 35-year-old Colo who's not as quick as he was. Maybe can't put in that work rate as much as he could.
To be fair, he's never been that quick, has he?
Nah, he's not blessed with amounts of pace, is he? But he's just blessed with being an absolute engine, mate.
And Sam says, Bree, Craney or Pearson at right back, who would you pick?
We were just having this chat, weren't we?
Yeah.
I'd have Pearson.
I still think I'd have Bree, if I'm honest.
See, this is where we'll split a little bit. I like Craney.
Well, glad we answered that question, everyone.
Yeah, I like Craney, but at the same time, I mean, I want to get Peter Kyoso back, man. I like Kyoso.
He's done well at Bolton as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I like him, man. A bit gutted when he went out alone.
One of my colleagues at Brentford, Carly Osborne, he used to play for Brentford. He apparently took Kyoso to Luton for his like trial. So basically, he was the reason Luton signed Peter Kyoso. So he knows him really well, and he's chatting to me about him the other day and just saying how like hard working this guy has been and how much of a talent he is. And I was like, that's actually quite exciting to know. Might get him on the podcast.
Yeah, that's quality, man. Get him on there. I think anyone who's seen Kyoso play, I mean, look at that game against Man United, for example. Unreal game, man of the match and whatever else. But no, I mean, I've seen him play a few times now. And even if he was at Dunstall, you know, obviously there's a bit of a difference in level on that, but mate, the guy is class. He's too good. I'm sorry, it's a bit disrespectful, but he's too good to be at Bolton. Too good. He's
looking good at Bolton. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And I guess we've
scoring goals as well.
He is from right back. He scored like 2 or 3, I think. A couple of assists as well. Fair play to him. Let's end on this one from Chris. He says, out of the next 3 games, how many points are we taking? Middlesbrough away, Bournemouth at home, Reading away. 3 very tough games. Are we? Do you look at that and say, if we can pick up
4?
2 or 3, would you be happy with 2 or 3 from them games?
Nah, probably not.
4 points?
No.
4. Yeah. To be honest, we got Middlesbrough Wednesday, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think we can get a result there.
We can win
I'll
that.
take a point. I think we can win that. Yeah, like I say, I think we can win that. Why not? I mean,
We won there last year, didn't we?
Thingamajig, so yeah. Yeah, we did. 1-0, wasn't it? Tunnicliffe, wasn't it? So,
That was under Graham Jones.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough just look a bit stronger this year, don't they? They just look a bit stronger.
Who is it? Neil Warnock, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so do we.
Yeah.
True. Bournemouth are looking, I think, the best team in the league at the moment. Bournemouth looking
I think
class.
they're going up this year.
And Reading, they had that insane start to the season, dropped off a little, but Reading away, for some reason, we never seem to do that well against Reading.
Nah, it's never easy.
Although we won there earlier on in the season in the League Cup. So, what are we saying then? 3 games, tough opposition, 4 points. We happy with 4?
4. I'm happy with 4.
Yeah, to be honest, 3 or 4 points probably. But thing is, the Bournemouth game's going to be tough, but probably the game we're going bloody win, isn't it?
Mate, let's do it. I'll just take it. I love it. That's pretty much all we've got time for today.
Too many.
As long as we don't what?
As long as we don't lose, because I don't like losing, man. I'll take
losing.
a point every fucking week, but I don't like losing.
Well, let's hope for no losses. Maybe let's get 3 wins. If we're pushing for them playoffs, Steve, we need 3 wins from 3 here.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all we got time for today. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. And hopefully we can all be back just together in this room. I know restrictions are hard right now, but we can socially distance. This is work purposes, and we can get a Christmas episode. Hopefully, this is a bit of a teaser for the Christmas episode. Hopefully we can have someone from Australia join us on the podcast, and maybe some of his friends. That is what we're aiming for.
Callum McManaman.
Not your uncle, is it?
You'll have to wait and see.
Your uncle, mate.
You'll have to wait and see who we've got planned. Hopefully it happens next week. We're just hoping for like a nice chill Christmas episode. I'll have to find out. Have a good week. Enjoy Middlesbrough away. Enjoy Bournemouth at home if you get to go, if we're not in tier 3 by then. And yeah, nice one, guys. Thank you.
Take care, people.
See you later.
Get us on YouTube. Get us on socials. In the town. We shall see you next week.